origin. Which of the following transformations would map PQRS? So we're looking at this particular figure, quadrilateral, over here to this quadrilateral, P prime, Q prime, R prime, S prime. Select all that apply. I'm going to erase those marks, and in fact, I'm going to recommend that you have a good eraser as you work on this problem. But I'm going to start with letter P here. And when we take a look at this, our first choice, a translation left 6 and up 2. So we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up 2. That gets us up to a point on our picture, but we moved P left 6 and up 2, and the point that it landed on over here, this particular point, is R prime, and we need it to be P prime. So that is not one of our answers. The next one is a rotation of 180 degrees clockwise. And recall that whether it's 180 degrees counterclockwise or clockwise, it's going to be the same, it's going to end up in the same value. So I started with P, and our order pair for P in our original is 3, 1. And I actually did 2 more points, Q as well as R. And Q has an order pair of 1, negative 1, and R has a value of 3, negative 3. But we recently did a problem where we had to work with 180 degrees counterclockwise. Again, with clockwise, it's still no flip, but change both signs. So this is going to become negative 3, negative 1 when we change both signs. And this is going to become negative 1, positive 1 when we change both sides. And this one's going to become negative 3 and positive 3. No flips, and then we change. So when we compare here, for P, negative 3, negative 1, that is a P. And then Q had a value of 1, negative 1, and now Q, negative 1, 1, that matches. And then R was 3, it was originally 3, negative 3, and now it's going to become negative 3, 3. And since we've got 3 out of the 4 points, this is a true statement. So there's one of them, but we can't stop there. And now we'll go to letter C, which is the rotation of 270 degrees about the origin, and then it's got a second translation of left 4 and up 2. So we can still start here with our P value of 3, 1. We just had that. And we have our Q value of 1, negative 1. And our R value of 3, negative 3. And if we do the 270 degrees rotation, once again, when we do the 270, we're going to flip, and we're going to change the second sign. And I want to look at it a couple more, it's just easier here. Flip, and change the second sign. So that's going to become a positive 1. Oops, sorry, nope, we flipped it. Let me try it one more time just to make sure I don't do it incorrectly. Flip, and change the second sign. There we go. And we're going to flip and change the second sign. So even after all of that, we're going to have to then move this left 4 and up 2. And remember to be really careful on the OST test on this particular problem. But let's start with P here. So 3, 1 is going to become 1, negative 3. 1, negative 3. And then it says, followed by a translation of left 4 up 2. So we're going to go left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2. but it doesn't even land on any value there in the picture. So we didn't even have to do the other points there, but it is not going to be C. Once again, what I recommended here is that you have a good eraser. I'm going to erase everything on our picture for this next one. Letter D says a reflection over the x-axis. So we're going to flip everything over the x-axis. And you can see on this picture that the x-axis is labeled. So what's going to happen here is that P is going to land here. It was one space away from the blue line. It's just going to be one space away from the blue line on the other side. If we go to Q, Q is one space underneath the blue line. So now Q is going to be one space above the blue line. Same thing's going to happen for the S. S is one space below, so S is going to become one space above. And then the R is 1, 2, 3 spaces below, so it's going to become 1, 2, 3 spaces above. So here's our figure right now. And what we need to do to finish is we just did reflect over the X. Got interrupted for a second, but we were just saying that we reflected over the X, and now we have to reflect over the Y. So our Y axis is here. And if I start with Q, Q is one space away. It's one space to the right of the green line. So one space to the left of the green line. That's going to work for us. That's a Q. R is 3 spaces to the right of the green line. On the other side of the green line is an R. That's working. S is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces to the right of the green line. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces to the left of the green line, we're looking good. We've got 3 of them. And just to check, P is 3 spaces away, 3 spaces to the right of the green line. So on the other side, 3 spaces to the right. And letter D, yes, is an option. And then lastly, at least it's nice here that I drew it all in. I am gonna leave my blue quadrilateral because it says a reflection over the x-axis, and that's where we started on D. And now what it says is it says followed by a translation of left 6. So I'm gonna get rid of some of this here. I want to leave that blue picture there. And what we want to do is we want to try to move this left 6. And if we move R, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's R. We reflected it over. But when we look at Q here, which the Q got erased, but here's a Q. When we move this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it lands on the S, not the Q. So this is not going to be a reflection over the x-axis. Number 3. Triangle ABC has vertices at A, B, and C, and I actually already drew those in for us to start. If you haven't drawn them in, I recommend that you draw them in now. Which of the following quadrants will triangle A, B, C, be in after the following transformations? And something that was difficult for us when we had an original problem like this on a test is knowing that this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3, and this is quadrant 4. So if you don't know that, that's going to be important, and this was an OST question as well. So if you're a person who has to take the OST, then you want to know that about the rectangular coordinate plane. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to draw a reflection across the y-axis, and luckily enough we've had some practice with that. I'm going to use highlighter this time, but our y-axis is here. And hopefully you can draw your picture better than I. A little bit better. now that we've got that, what we're going to do is we're going to start. A is 3 spaces to the right of the yellow line, so 3 spaces to the left of the yellow line is going to be our new A. C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces to the right of the yellow line, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces on the other side of the yellow line is our new C. And B is 8 spaces to the right of the yellow line, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 spaces to the left of the yellow line. Gives us our picture. So there's the first part. So we've reflected the graph across the y-axis. Now we're going to rotate across the line y equals x. So let's draw in the line y equals x. Remember, we cross at the origin, and our slope is 1 over 1. I frequently say that if we've got a square grid here, it goes from the lower left-hand corner to the upper right-hand corner. When we draw this here, I'm looking at the red triangle now. And what's going to happen is I'm going to count. I'm going to start with B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's our new B. We can do the same thing with A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's our new A. And C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's our new C. And ultimately, we have to do a lot of work to determine what quadrant we're going to end up in. The last part now says a rotation of 270 degrees counterclockwise about the origin. So I'm going to write down the order pairs for the blue, which are going to be A has a value of 4, negative 3. That's the order pair. And our B has a value of 2, negative 8. And C has a value of 6, negative 5. And we're going to rotate this 270 degrees counterclockwise, which means that we have to flip and change the second sign. So we're going to flip, change the second sign. We're going to flip and change the second sign. We're going to flip and change the second sign. And that's going to tell us what quadrant we're going to end up in. Here, I should have written that in green, but I'm going to draw the picture in green. Negative 3, negative 4. There's our new A. Negative 8, negative 2. Here's our new B. And negative 5, negative 6. Here's our new C. And what we see right below that is the quadrant that we end up with is quadrant 3.